Welcome to tonight's April 10th Finance Committee meeting. The agenda has been posted and we will follow the agenda. We're going to start with review of the previous minutes. Diana?
Right here.
Is there a corrected?
Yeah. On the, Chris. Chuck didn't, he didn't.
Okay.
He didn't. He abstained.
Nobody wants to know my name anyway.
So we have one correction to the April 3rd minutes, which was that Chucky abstained. He did not vote for the approval of the previous minutes. Any other changes? Any other questions? Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Mike Nicholson, Vinnie Velastro. Roll call. Chuck?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
I'm going to abstain, I wasn't here.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Unanimous with Carly abstaining because she was not here. Okay, let's roll. First thing, the assessor's office. The budget, we're going through budgets right now. 141 is 3%, which falls within our guidelines. But the question came out about hiring a person. So why don't you explain to us?
So we have, basically, our budget is, operational budget is a no change from prior year. But there are two changes, both of which are one-time expenses. The first being a conversion of our database, our software that we use to assess all the property. So the budget does have an increase in it for that one-time expense to do the conversion, which was $5,000. There's an additional $8,000 that's an annual cost for them to do hosting because it's off-site instead of being on our servers here locally. So that's the only change to the budget. It's $13,180, and that's what it's for. Other than that, there's no changes to the
And it
budget.
stayed
other than
within
that.
the 3%, so.
Yeah, because we made a few cuts elsewhere so that we tried to, keep it
The
good.
question came out about, we had a retirement and you're,
Right, so we also have an article on for town meeting, and that article is for $25,000. It's for a commercial appraisal company to do an appraisal of the power plant. Every 5 years, the town's in a reval year, so we revalue all property every year, but every fifth year, we have a very comprehensive review by the Department of Revenue. That's this year. In that review year, we have to have an appraisal of that power plant. So every 5 years, we do an appraisal. We had an appraiser. His name was Chuck Haven. We had him for years and years and years. He used to actually work for Patriot, which is our database company. So we had a really good rapport with him and relationship with him, and he was giving us a super, super deal on doing that appraisal for us. We were paying $5,000 every time we needed it. This year, he was going to do it. He was going to do it for $7,000, and then he said, you know what, I've got stuff going on. I was thinking about retiring. He decided not to renew his commercial appraisal license, and so he withdrew from competing for that bid. We went out, needless to say, and didn't realize how much a power plant appraisal was in the real world until we had to try and get prices. And we got only two that would actually give us a quote was $45,000 and $25,000, and several of the other commercial appraisers refused to do it. They declined to
so
bid.
25 grand is.
So 25, we put it on a warrant article instead of in the budget because we wanted to actually execute that contract after town meeting versus waiting until July. So, because it's going to take them some time to do it, and we're looking for certification of values in like September.
So Article 22, the appraisal,
Yep.
can be considered in our policy because it's a special circumstance.
Okay. So,
Otherwise, it's not an emergency,
right?
so you'd have to wait till fall, but to get it done early. Now, how much do we get from the power plant every year?
Power plants are it's $1 million guaranteed because of the pilot program. Yeah, if it goes up and over that, then they pay up and over
But
that.
there's
But
a
if it
minimum,
falls below, then
they
the
still
minimum
pay the
is $1 million.
minimum.
Right, right,
So spending 25 grand to secure $1 million minimum
right,
doesn't seem like a bad deal.
right.
We have on our agenda tonight to review our articles, so we can deal with both her budget and the Article 22.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend that instead of having Jen come back in, that you propose that article recommendation tonight.
So do we have a motion to accept the 3% increase
Yes. I make a motion.
Vinnie, second. Andy, any questions on the details she gave us?
Mr. Chairman, I just want the minutes to reflect the reasoning behind the warrant, because I believe at the last meeting, the question did come up saying why wasn't it in the operating budget?
It'll be in the Finance Committee report.
Okay, great.
I'll make sure, because I'm doing it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? We have a motion to approve the 3% increased budget for a total of $462,842. If there's no questions, roll call. Chucky?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
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 Unanimous. Now I need a motion for Article 22.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, Chris Moran and Vinnie. That would be the $25,000 for the assessment, appraisal of the electric, Milford Power, which is $1 million a year charge to the company, paid for to the town. Any questions? Roll call. Chucky?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
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 Unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thanks.
Scotty, you're up next.
Okay. What's that, is Zach's not here?
No, Zach's not going to be here tonight.
So he's gonna be here.
No.
He was going to, but we threw him out. His son is pitching tonight.
All right, we were supposed to discuss an article, but, okay.
But we weren't planning on discussing any articles.
No, I know, but this is part of the, all right, that's fine. If we don't have to, we don't have to. Thought he said we were gonna.
Right.
422, highway construction, going up 32%.
Big number, huh?
Big number.
Yeah, well, it's time, because our streets are starting to pay the price, and that's the bottom line. Costs have doubled what they were 2 years ago.
Now, we get Chapter 90,
We do.
and if I remember right, a decade or two ago,
That goes down a little bit every year.
we added, what, $500,000 extra?
We got 380,000 extra this year, but that's not something that happens
No,
often.
but from the town, didn't we add?
No, it went down to 2, right, Scott? It went from 5 to 7, that's what he's talking about.
Right, so, I see what you're saying. So we ended up at 3, adding to our road budget,
300,000?
with 150 going to, was it 150, let me look.
Oh, I got it, okay, so you added 100,000 to your repair maintenance of the vehicle and equipment.
Right, that was the one.
And then 200,000 to the major street project, that's the 3.
Well, remember, we added
No, it was-
100,000 at least,
It was
so you could do
3,
more streets.
it was 3 to the major streets and 100 to maintenance.
Okay.
Now, just so you guys know, the maintenance is not just vehicles, it's building, it's everything we do, so, again, we're falling apart, so.
So, hold on, the last document I saw for major streets was 700. Did that go up?
What did we discuss the other night? Didn't we say
It was
300?
no, it was 7. It was 5, I think Tom just said, it was 5 to 7 for major streets and 160 to 260 for the repair and maintenance.
Then I misunderstood. I thought it was still 300 in major streets. And 100 and,
No,
I was
you
actually
said-
told to take 100 out of my budget
5%.
originally.
And this says 50%.
I don't know. That's what we talked about, and that's what it is. I guess I misunderstood that. I have 400 major streets and 1 million on, oh, that was the original. So 300
He
and
took it,
300.
because he cut
After
it.
your meeting, you
Latest
asked me that, and
version.
those are the numbers you related to me.
1488.
5 to 7, 160.
That's what it is. It is. Honestly,
1488.
the
It
way
is a $300,000 total.
Oh, right. But originally, he told me to take 100 off my budget.
1488.
200.
258.
So I'm going to plead my case then. 200,000 is enough to do one street. That's what you get. It's not cheap. Just like everything else has gone up, asphalt's going to double in price starting July. You're talking over $100 a ton. I'm paying 60 now, so. That's
But
going to
now,
kill
the
us.
one, it's not 200,000, we're bringing it up on your plan to 1.488 million. Correct? Highway construction, 422.
Let me see what I got.
168.
Well, yeah, if you give me the 300, yeah, it'll be 1.408. Right, exactly.
And that kind of brings us whole to what we, because originally, Chapter 90 wasn't covering enough, we threw in an extra couple 100,000,
Never happened. Well, originally from when? This year?
10 years ago.
No, that's been 500 for 18 years. This is my 18th year.
How come highway construction 2 years ago was 1.134 million?
No, it's been 500,000 for 18 years.
Something's not right.
He's talking about the line item.
I think there was one year we did add some money to it just for that 1 year, but that was a while ago.
You're talking about just the major street projects?
Yes.
I mean, I can go back to 2021 and recite the numbers to you if you want to know. It's not out the way that machine. No, I don't know. Okay.
It's seriously, it's been 500,000 for 18 years.
Okay, I am totally confused then, because I've got the 422 sheet, Brownie.
Yeah.
It says 422, highway construction and maintenance. In 2023, it was 1,134,738.
Correct.
In '24, it was 1,124,960.
Correct.
So where's this 500?
Well, I think, I thought he was just talking about the major streets projects line.
Yeah, that's all I'm talking about.
Yeah, so now, do you have those numbers broken down? I don't know if you got them, but
No, the budget submitted is 300 and something higher than that number.
It's 1.688,
1.608.
or 1.488258 is what I have.
Right, the original was 1.608.
Right. So the fundamental question is,
Well, the 1608 that's 421. We're mixing apples and oranges.
I got 422. I'm
That's
sorry.
not 1608, that's 1488, at least the version I've got.
1488258.
258.
So I don't understand where the 500 is.
okay, so in FY '24, there was 500,000.
We're talking
420,
about a specific line item,
Okay.
not the total.
You're talking about
That's what he's talking
repair of major street projects.
Yes, there you go.
I'm saying the highway department budget.
Your totals were correct, yes. For overall.
I'm not going to second guess you and say you should do Water Street, not Congress Street. You should do Maple Street, that's yours. But we're talking about 1.488258 is what we're proposing, which is a $300,000 jump.
Right, and what I originally asked for was 500, but it
Right.
all went to major streets.
I know Zach came back and said, you got to cut 200,000 out of
Told me
that.
cut 100, but, but anyways, yeah, okay.
But this extra money, that's just to augment what we are doing, correct?
That is to allow us to repave more streets. That's it. It's not touching anything else in the budget besides maintenance, because I can't keep up with that. Truck maintenance and building maintenance is just ridiculous.
So we're looking at account 422 going up 32%. And I remember we had this argument, and I can't remember if it was 10 or 12 years ago or whatever, where you came in and said Chapter 90 money just ain't keeping up. I think we were talking about doing sidewalks on Purchase Street, and you said it would eat up your entire budget just to do one sidewalk.
Pretty much.
So we added, I thought, 400,000.
We did that for 1 year. We did supplement the budget 1 year. But it didn't carry forward.
But now we're talking about increasing the budget forever.
Yeah, I think it's time. I think we really need to make this decision. Because I'm going backwards in Chapter 90 funding. It's actually not going down a lot, but every year it's 10 grand, 10 grand, 10 grand, going backwards.
Yeah, but it's going negative 3% on inflation alone.
It's down every year to us. We get less
So I
and
mean,
less money.
the total amount is going down 10 grand, but your purchasing power, I understand, is going down a lot more than that.
Way more. Almost 50%.
I understand the concerns, but we talked the other night, and then Zach or somebody from accounting recirculates these numbers.
Was that?
I assume everybody's looking at the same numbers. Now we're talking about different numbers. I'm a little troubled by the process we're doing here.
Well, no, I agree with you.
It's simple. Zach couldn't make the numbers balance, so he went to a couple different departments. Because originally Scotty's submission was 1688,
Yes.
I recall.
and Zach said, you can't do that to us this year.
I recall.
You got to take 200,000 out, so it became 1488, which is still a 30% increase.
But Scott's saying he wants 1588.
That's what I originally asked for. Now, we did sit down and talk, and whatever we settled with. I must have misunderstood. Maybe I'm thinking.
I'm sorry if we misunderstood, but
No,
I'm
that's
just,
fine, that's fine. It is what it is, but I'm just saying that it's time that we increase because we are not keeping up with roads. It's going backwards.
We can look again next year at increasing some more, but
Well, what we did talk about is possibly having somewhat of an increase every year until we hit that 500.
yeah.
So,
So this would be a good start because it's going up by 300 in 1 year.
right, but like I said, I mean, you can look at it this way. West Street is getting done this year, that's $500,000.
Yeah.
There goes the whole budget, our budget, until the increase comes in. And then you have 800 left from Chapter 9, that's it. And that's 2 or 3 more roads. You know, so a lot of stuff is starting sidewalks. I can't do sidewalks because I just can't. Concrete's $150 a ton. Oh, God, it used to be 70 4 years ago. So the price increases in construction are out of this world. Stuff I've never seen. You don't even know what it's going to be. You know, every day it changes. So I think you see that in the bridge that I had for an article. That went up $1.3 million.
$1,300,000.
In 2 years. So
I would love to increase it more, but
I get
I
it.
talked to Zach.
No, I get it.
488.
We'll do whatever the numbers that we discuss. That's
You know,
fine.
it's already right here.
I get it. Can you just hope in the future we can add to it? You know,
Well,
if it's a little bit every year.
I mean, we also should have a process, if we don't already have one, that after their preliminary meetings, the budget gets revised. You should be getting it, Zach should be getting
Yeah, I didn't
it.
get it.
We shouldn't be coming to meetings where people aren't agreeing.
Didn't Paul put it on the website for everybody? The updated 422?
I mean, I've got it, but it sounds like Scott didn't get it.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Okay. Chris?
Mr. Chairman,
Understood.
I assume it comes from.
Guys, hold on. Chris?
Mr. Chairman, I think Scott brings up a great point, and I've sat down with Scott quite a few times, and I think our roads are very, very underfunded. I think that obviously there's nothing to do about it. There's already been agreement. I think maybe Scott should get together with Zach and the subcommittee, and maybe in October, we could possibly find funds at that time to do something. This may, obviously, everything's been set, we know that the number is, but I do definitely think we need to look at what Scott's saying. And Scott, to me, like I said, I met with Scott years and years before the budgets for however many years, Scott, you know this, that they're underfunded. So maybe this October, maybe we can find them a couple extra bucks, but obviously with May being right here, and that's what we're talking about right now, let's finish May's budget, possibly do something for him in October, if we can, and then obviously future budgets going on in other years, we'll assess that. Would you find that acceptable,
Yeah,
Scott?
any extra cash we get for our roads is only
That's my
going to help.
point.
It's not going to, you know, I'm not kidding, it is bad. It's bad.
I drive it, Scott.
Well, I'm
I
saying the
know.
road conditions are bad, but the price to repair them is outrageous.
So my point, though, is if we can just approve the budget that you worked with the subcommittee on, and then maybe you work with the subcommittee, Zach, whoever, that maybe if there's something in October, we can hook you up.
And if not,
And if not,
next year, we have the same discussion.
Exactly.
Yes, we will definitely have the same discussion next year. We have to, we do, so.
but I still want to look at, to get you some money in October if you can. If that's, I mean, I was gonna say if that's okay with you, but of course it's
That'll
okay
be
with
up to
you.
you guys, I guess. You guys want to.
You're thrilled.
That's fine. Yeah, I'll take all the money you want to give me. Simple as that.
David,
Scott, I recall that we approved something for the parking lots, because you locked in the rates.
Yeah, that was the Parks Department.
But that was the Parks Department?
yes.
So what we did is we locked in the rates
For the asphalt, all right,
for
or?
the bid up till June 30th.
So
basically.
that Does that help you at all for like excess inventory or anything like that?
No, because right now, we don't have any more money, it's gone. So I don't have any money until July 1st, whatever this budget has proved that. So this is what happens too, so July 1st, I have 2 months to get all this work done, you know? And the problem that's happened is there's so much money come from the federal government to do projects, not necessarily road projects for a town, but projects in general, that all the contractors are just charging whatever they want because there's so much work. They don't need to work. And that's kind of what I'm seeing in all projects.
So with the infrastructure bill, do we get any federal funding from that or no?
Not for roads, no.
for roads.
It goes to water, mostly water, believe it or not. We don't get anything for roads. All our road money comes from the
For an
state.
infrastructure bill.
Go to roads?
To go to infrastructure.
Yeah, it doesn't. Well, I shouldn't say that. It goes in the form of complete streets.
Yeah, no, Scotty,
bottleneck
I'm being
projects,
facetious.
all these projects that are, you know, highly engineered projects. You know, we have a couple of those going on.
Any other questions on this budget? So we're looking at accepting a 1,488,258, 32% increase.
Motion to accept.
Chris's motion, Grant second. Any other discussion? Roll call, Chucky.
Yes.
Lauren.
Yes.
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 Unanimous. Okay, the next one is the transfer station, 432.
I didn't bring that one with me, but we can talk about that.
That's going up 19% from 226 to 268. And the question was, are you doing anything different versus just paying more for trash?
Yeah, it's a combination of everything. Mattresses, number one. 60 mattresses a week we're averaging. Costs us $45 a mattress to get rid of them.
And what do we charge?
I think we're at 30 or 35, so it's going up again. The problem is the more we charge, the more we find on the side of the road and we get
Well,
nothing.
we end up with the Asylum Street donations.
Silent Street, yeah.
Yes.
See it, Silent Street.
So the question, Scotty, was
So
a 19% increase. Is that due to just dumping costs, or did you make any changes, any additions?
Nope,
Nope, it's not due to,
it's not doing any changes, sorry.
okay.
Our disposal costs are up. We're actually in the negative right now, so we have to make a transfer. That's the problem.
And you're going to reevaluate the rates?
Yeah, we do it every year. I mean, I don't want to keep changing them multiple times in 1 year, so
No, once a year.
yeah, it'll happen again as soon as we start running again.
Scotty, I'll be honest with you, it shouldn't cost the town more than what we charge our residents. I mean, I love our residents. I want the residents to use our services. That's great. You shouldn't be losing money, though.
I understand.
So my point, and I understand, Scotty, and I wasn't saying it that way, but my point is, if it's $45 to get rid of a mattress, it's $45 for our residents. It shouldn't be $35.
So we had the luxury of having a mattress recycler in town who picked up the mattresses, actually put a box in, they took care of it. And at the time, it was $30 a mattress.
But there's TVs,
So we were
mattresses.
at $30, and they went out of business. They burned down and went out of business, and we had to find somebody else. And we're constantly looking. So the rates are changing, but it's going up. It's just going up.
I didn't mean it in any negative
No,
manner.
I know, I'm just
But
explaining to you.
You know what? I don't care.
So the increase,
Magnet numbers for the
the
charges.
19% increase is due to our dumping cost, I guess it's.
Yes, pretty much. But like I
Moving costs.
said, mostly mattresses is what it is.
And actually, the 2-year increase is only 10% for some reason. It
Right.
went down this year.
Yeah, we went, 23, I don't think I did that budget, so I don't know why that was that. So we worked with the numbers we had, we came up with 80 in 24, but now we're behind, so
Yeah,
maybe that was a bad move.
Okay.
they said 23 is actual spend, that's the actual
Ronnie.
cap.
Yeah,
That's
Mr.
what's
Chairman,
spent.
the majority of the increase here has to do with, currently their run rate on those disposals is approximately 10K a month. So that particular line item is going from 80K to 120K.
Here it is.
That's the majority of it right there.
Here it is. Okay, any other questions?
Nope.
So did you make that change in there? Or
What's that?
Who made that change then, the 120? I think I had a discussion with Zach about
You must have had it with Zach.
Yeah, we had a discussion about it.
Zach relayed all those to me.
Right.
We're talking 268, 687.
Yes.
Which also includes my mattress, that's what we take it out of.
Yep.
So-
Yes.
Okay, roll call, Chuck.
No, motion.
Yes.
Oh, I thought we had a motion on the floor.
Second.
Chris made the motion, Carly seconded it. Roll call, Chuck.
Yes.
Lauren.
Yes.
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 Unanimous. Okay, we have some articles, and what I'd like to do is, if it's a no-brainer, we can just, quick discussion and vote on it. If it turns out there's any real questions or controversy, then we'll put it off to the 24th.
My notes say we still have some line items to sign off on.
From,
Let's see, I've got health.
oh, those are different people's.
Oh, you're trying to.
I'm just trying to be courteous to say, let's just get Scotty.
Go to it.
Now, we have an article, number 9, Godfrey Brook.
So I tried to discuss this with Zach today, so I'll tell you quickly what's going on. So the construction estimate, 2 years ago when we started this project, was $977,900. FEMA was paying 75% of that, so they were paying $733,425. Well, because things are getting so crazy, we did another construction estimate. Now we're up to $2,051,700. An increase of $1,073,800.
Same scope of work?
Yep.
So you're asking on Article 9 for
$1,073,800.
I don't think this is a short discussion, Mr. Chairman.
And see, this is the problem. So I was on the phone with FEMA today, MEMA, and we're discussing the grant. The grant cannot increase. It stays at $733,000. There is no, there's no trying to recoup money at the end of the grant. The grant doesn't allow it.
But we had already budgeted money and approved it at town meeting for this.
Right, we do have some money usable, so it doesn't have to be the full million, but we have to make sure we at least have that. And I'm unsure without sitting with Zach what that exactly is. It might
Mr. Chairman, if I may, I did speak with Zach on this. He would prefer that one and not go
We'll
forward.
wait on
Okay,
that.
that's
Bring it
fine.
back, Scott, but I
But
just don't
here's the
see
problem.
If that makes sense tonight.
We have to get together again because we do have to make a decision.
On the 24th, we have 2 meetings now scheduled, April 24th and May 1st, to specifically go over the articles.
Because Zach's got to get some numbers together of what money we have.
Chris was right, this needs discussion, we'll put it off to the 24th.
Agreed, okay.
Article 20, Central Street Bridge.
Again, another one. So that's ready to be put out to bid for the second time.
Yeah, last night.
We put it out to bid the first time in, let me find it. So it got put out to bid. You want to hold up? Okay, all right, can we just get that for time?
So we'll just get that one too?
Yeah, Zach would prefer that these type of articles be
Yeah,
put
but
off so he sees the big picture
The big picture was,
on the number.
we already allocated 1.7 million at town meeting. The bids came in at 3 million, so we need 1.3 million.
I'm just conveying the conversation I had.
That's why I'm wondering,
1.5 was the original article. We had 500 from the state, and the bids came up to $1.3 million over our original construction estimates.
Further discussion, I think, needs to happen.
okay,
Chairman.
then we'll put that one off too.
All right, whatever you guys want
So
to
you're
do.
going to have to come back.
Now, what about waste collection? Scott, are you dealing with that? Is that
No, that's health.
I will sit in on it, but I don't know what the outcome of who's going to be doing it.
I see familiar faces talking about waste.
He's got a hobby sweatshirt on, so he's got to be here for that.
No,
I do want to sit in on it because there's talk about the weight. So I'll sit here and listen.
good. Our health person. Article 510. Oh, wait a minute, why don't we go through 431 first, waste collection?
Sure, so Harvey, Mike Suspian's here from Harvey today. He presented us a contract So it's a 3-year contract with 2 one-year renewal options. The first year would be for $2.2 million and $105 a ton of recycling. It would provide 95-gallon trash carts and recycling carts, and it would maintain the same collection for the same residences that are already being collected. The big addition, obviously, here is adding the carts to the collection. But with the cost of waste collection going up, disposal going up, we need to get ahead of it before it gets out of control. The CPI came out today, and we're going to be almost $80 a ton through Wheeler-Brader next year. So,
My understanding is that Mr. Harvey here is not going to continue to offer non-cart pickup.
they've offered it at 2 million. It would be a little over 2 million for the first year. So
We would spend $200,000 to not use the infernal carts, but we'd only do that for a year or two, correct?
Well, we gave an offer if you wanted to stay the same way you were. This is probably one of the last towns in this area that hasn't gone to COTS. And the issue is with everything, it's labor, right? Everybody's struggling with labor. With what we're picking up at the curbside, we do 135 gallons. So, I've had injuries, we've had stepping out of the curb. So the cot is the way that everybody's kind of going. So the 2 larger ones, we're number 3 in the United States, is the hauler. The 2 larger ones will not bid contracts anymore unless you're automating the routes. We've had this contract since I've come over, and I've done it years and years ago. So we understand that, there's a cost to do with it. But every year that you don't go with that cost, the cost continues to rise, and the cost.
Can you give us the carts?
yes, they provide and maintain.
Because I bought mine at Lowe's.
Yeah.
My point is, you're going to provide, because I'm worried about the taxpayers of Milford going out and having to buy these things. I know, because I went to Lowe's, and mine was
Chris,
$125.
part of the let me just make sure I understand correctly.
Yep.
We could pay an extra $250,000 a year to delay going to carts. But it's only a matter of time before you turn around and say, we can't even bid without carts.
Yeah, and
Because I was against carts.
Okay.
I don't like carts.
Okay.
But $250,000 of taxpayer money a year to delay a decision that's inevitable doesn't make sense to me.
Plus, Sharon puts the trash out, you don't even do
Yeah,
that anyway.
right. Now, the other understanding I have is that we get one big recycle container, was it 90-gallon?
95-gallon, yeah.
95, and one 65?
We have a bid of 95 right now.
They wanted to go both with 95.
Okay, so we get 2
Yeah.
Very large.
infernal cart wheel things, and you own them.
We own them, we maintain them.
And short of us burning one,
That's the only reason, and we don't get many of those.
no, I'm just saying, short of, if the wheel breaks or it
Throw the
splits,
ashes in them when they do the wood stove and they melt.
Yeah, not my son, he could
but short of us burning a tote or whatever you're calling it,
Exactly.
you repair it, you fix it.
We fix it if we've had so many of them where the homeowners leave, and that's their cots, and they take the cots with them, and we replace them.
No separating between paper and glass and all that stuff?
So everything will go in, it'll be just like you're doing now, but instead of having that little 18-gallon bin or whatever size cot, if you bought a cot, thing, so instead of having your cot, you'll have a 95-gallon cot. All the recycling will go in together, and the good thing about going with a 95-gallon trash cot is you're giving the residents the right size cot, so people aren't going to contaminate the recycling. The recycling contamination rate is so high when you look at some of these towns where the DEP comes out and says, we want you to do a 35
Plus, it's way
gallon.
more expensive for recycling anyway. I want them to throw this stuff in the regular bin, to be honest with you.
It is. It is
So, I mean,
cheaper.
are you literally one day going to just
Hold
leave
on.
carts at people's houses?
That's coming to
Or
an end here.
is it a request basis?
So we're going to, on this
All of a sudden, am I
bid,
going to wake up tomorrow and there's going to be 2 carts outside my house?
if this is what gets approved, yes, we'll have 2 cots delivered to your
I
house.
dig it.
And Milford colors, so they're going to be red and white and everything like that?
Guys, hold on, Carly.
Can I just try to recall my memory? And I do not put our trash out, so I couldn't tell you if a 95-gallon is large enough. But I feel like last year when we had this conversation, the issue that we had was everything must go in said carts, and if it doesn't fit, it won't get picked up. Is
Yes.
that a true statement?
As of right now, the only other option would be to do as a pay-as-you-throw for extra.
So we could buy designer trash bags.
We could figure something like that out. So DEP ran the numbers for us, and the average household would be 65 gallons a week.
So 95 for
Is
trash
way
and
over.
recycle. Okay, thank you.
For the average household, should be no problem.
You've never come to my house,
Yeah, but-
I'm hoping that at 95 we can cut it.
That's why you gotta tip
The
the
other
driver.
thing I understand
We're all set.
Trust me, I use
is the luggables.
This is
Yeah, so the other option was to take
Guys, please.
Yeah, so the other option is to take the bulk collection that we're giving out one a week and make that a pay-as-you-throw service. That will help save the cost, a lot of the cost. So it'd be $25 for anything under 4 foot, and was it 40 for anything over?
Yeah, 40.
So how do I do that? I've got a desk I want to get rid of.
So you'd call up the 800 number, you'd give them a credit card, and we'd schedule it to pick it up. The way we're doing it here is we're keeping that out of your disposal. So that's why the cost is what it is. So as you start to go forward, because I was asked, how many bulks do we pick up? I can't answer it because you can just put it out. And we know there's people coming from different communities because everybody's got a friend. And I had one today that they've been cut down to 1 couch a month because of how many couches they put out.
They actually called a complaint today. 'Cause
Called the complaint.
they're taking it from all their friends.
And that's what happens, right? So
It's
a
like
lot of other
mattresses, they take them
communities.
from all over the place. They do it for their friends. Is it part of that mattresses or no?
So I'd like to just kind of talk through the experience, and I'll just put my resident hat on for a second. I have bought 2 large totes, full-size ones. These, one for recycling, one for trash. Recycling comes every other week now. That would be persistent.
That's just saying.
So I fill that thing in a week.
The 95 gallons.
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
I do the same.
And so what I do now, so I spend a lot of time compressing things, cutting things, and putting it all in, and then I'll take oversized boxes and put more neatly stacked in.
Okay.
What you're saying, and I own these 2 totes, so take me through the experience. Right now, I have 2 totes that I don't know what to do with, because you're going to replace them with 2 that you won't pick up my existing ones. So you're not going to take mine. You couldn't.
No, we're not going to take them.
No, but if I put them on the curb, you wouldn't take them, because I don't want to keep 2 totes or 4 totes in my house.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So
'Cause I already have 2 of them.
we can do like, some people won't want to keep their barrels, they want to keep their little 18-gallon bin. A lot of people will use the totes around the yard, whether it's storage for your
So let's just say I'm
lawn.
done with my totes, I'm going to adopt your totes. What do I do with mine? Do I have to pay to have them taken away?
Well, no, what we'll do is we'll give you so many hauls down at the recycling center where we can get them dropped off there, and we'll do a donation for getting rid of the rigid plastic. That's considered rigid plastic. Any of the little recycling bins, any of the trash barrels is all considered rigid plastic, which is a charge. But if we're going to convert, to your point, there's going to be people who don't want them, and we're going to want to move
It's an
them.
adopted tote.
So let me just finish.
Adopted
So-
tote day.
Hold on,
So
hold
I want to
on.
finish the experience though. So so there'd be something we have to do to donate our totes, recycle our totes, or some charge for that to get rid of the trash can I have now. So now I'm even though. I took 2 totes away, and I have 2 new totes, and I paid to get rid of those 2. And then I fill mine, and I understand there's the trash bags that we have to pay for if we go overage, but if I over and recycle, what do I do?
So that's always a question with each town on whether or not they want to.
But I'm a recycling guy. I want to recycle. I'm not with Mr. Moore, and I want to recycle. So it doesn't fit. It literally doesn't fit. So I'm asking you, what is my experience then? Like, what would I actually do?
So your cost for recycling is approximately $25 extra per ton for recycling right now.
Sounds good.
Based on what the market is versus what the trash market is. And you're one that likes to recycle. You can adopt a ruling that you could keep your other 95 and you'd be allowed to put out extra 95s on your recycling.
See, to me, that has a lot of appeal. Like another tote. If I owned a tote and I could put an extra tote out, because I'm all for getting rid of the manual labor. And I've talked to my local, I guess you'd call it the trash man, but I think there's a better word for it. He describes when he goes downtown, it's loose bags that just go, they're kitchen bags and they break. And and they're all over town apparently, especially in town, and it's a mess. And I'm really sympathetic to solving that problem because that's a problem.
Non-stop, it's every
But on
day.
the flip side,
Every day.
I already own these 2 totes, so I'm trying to figure out, like, I don't want to necessarily go backwards to fix this problem. And I know I'm not alone. Like, there's a lot of people with these totes. So you're saying that it's possible that we could keep our own totes and have 2 recyclable.
As long as it can be manually picked up. If you've got the right 95 gallons, they can just grab with the arm and dump it. And you want us to do that, we can take additional recycling. This is,
I think that's an important
you can build whatever program you want as far as that piece goes. You know, if you want something above the 95, or if you want to just use the 95, that is specific to what the town would request from us, you know?
Mr. Chairman, I think this meeting is turning from a finance committee meeting to a how do I put out totes meeting. I'm sorry, I get it, but I think.
We understand what you're paying for.
Let me just go forward a little bit, is that I think it's important we're all confused, and the community's going to be confused if we go through this, and if we don't tell them what's going on, there's going to be probably like mass chaos or trash and not knowing what to do. So how do we get the word out that this is happening, other than putting it on Al's show where 6 people will see it, and then we'll have, and then we got Brant with the toads, and then we have the 6 other people with, so how do we get the word out that?
So we've discussed this a little bit. Well, the first thing we would do is probably go get it on Al's show, get it on the radio, get it on the town webpage, get it on Board of Health webpage. We'll promote it all through that. We'll also, the thought would be to go through the school system, and maybe, I think the clerk's office has a database where they can shoot a text out to all the registered voters, so we'd do that as well. And that'd be a start, and probably reverse 911.
Reverse 911, absolutely.
Yeah. So every method we can, try to get a billboard, a sign across Main Street.
And then, I'm sorry, then to go back to finances, the contract, what's the annual bump up each year?
So from the first year, it would go from 2.2 million to 2.288 million.
So from 25 to 20, fiscal year 25 to 20 fiscal year 26?
The waste collection in aggregate
work?
goes up to 3.3.
So, yeah, from last year to this year?
No, from this current contract to the next contract, like what's a percentage bump each year?
So that's,
It's a 3-year contract, you're saying, right?
Yeah, so it's about 88,000 the first year on a $2.2 million contract.
Okay.
I thought you said it was like 2% each year.
So the recycling is flat through this 5-year contract, so there's no increase in that. The trash is going to go up substantially coming up. That's.
Now, Mr. Harvey, don't take this wrong, but did you look for competitive bids?
So the only reason we haven't done that, I've had one company approach us, but they will only bid same thing for carts, so.
Okay. So there's really no choice.
Yeah,
We're going to carts, even people like me who don't like carts.
That's the only way you're going to get a bid is carts.
There's a huge advantage to carts, if I can speak for a minute. Trash that gets all over the streets on a windy day is every week. It's constant. We pick up trash and sweep streets and pick up trash and sweep, because it's all blowing out of the little totes. And the trash barrels with no covers on them. So these totes, I assume, have covers on them that keep the trash in. Then the second downfall is, and I'll let Mr. Harvey know this, that when you use that front load dumpster and you dump it in the truck, the trash comes out.
It's a mess.
So it'd be nice if you guys could get side load trucks that load direct.
The recycling does. My recycling is side load. And the reason we've always used the front load with the trash is because you're picking up bulk. So you can't run anything else besides that, because your side load is chest high. So it's one of the worst trucks that you're going to dump when you're putting anything in there. And if you're picking up bulk, you can't do it with anything but that front load. And you're right, on a windy day, when he tips that can, and that's why part of the regs are, it's supposed to be bagged. Because in the side load, it doesn't matter. It goes inside the truck and it's good. But all the trash is supposed to be bagged, so that way there, when it sits in the container and he dumps it, it's not going to blow around, because the bag's not going to blow out. But when you get all the loose people, you open the barrel and it's just completely loose. Once he dumps that in, if it's a windy day and he goes down the street, the minute he picks that up, if the wind
Well,
Oh,
I
I
understood that you're expecting to take care of the cleanliness, because people won't put the little bags with the little animals and the birds all pick at it.
Yeah,
I think this will
does make a big difference. It does make a big difference.
Paul?
Yes, I live in Hopedale. We did this in Hopedale a couple years ago. 2 years ago. Exactly. I typically had the 2 household 30-gallon, 34-gallon, 32-gallon things before. I now rake leaves and grass clippings and use it around the house, but those 2 things came down, and I didn't even notice, the streets are a lot cleaner. Just the whole thing about it is a lot simpler.
I didn't understand the answer to Al's question. He asked about competitive bids, and you said, well, they would require totes, but that doesn't answer his question. I mean,
We have not gone out to bid, no.
Okay, is there any reason we haven't? Again, no offense to Mr. Harvey.
No, from talking to my board, who's been doing this a long time, they would expect the price to go up even substantially more.
Okay. and as to Brant's question, if you had a second recycle barrel and it's not 95, it's a closed top, but let's say it's 60 gallons, does it get taken or no?
If you want us to, yes.
What does that do to the price?
It's going to be the disposal price. It's not going to change, it's not going to change my automated, in other words, if I'm going down and you've got two 95-gallon cots out, it's literally going to take him 5 seconds at the house to hit the cot. Now he's not getting out.
But he has to have the
Charging
card.
Andy, or you charge, there's this increased burden to the town?
It's tonnage to the town.
Tonnage to the town.
Andy, you can't do that. I'm not paying for your trash.
I could wet all my cardboard and make it a 250-pound barrel.
I'm not paying for your extra trash.
I got 2 Harvey totes.
Yes.
What happens if somebody puts out a non-Harvey, non-Flippy-Doodle tote?
We would put a sticker on it and let them know that it has to be in an automated cot.
Would it go away or would it stay there?
It'd stay there until they put it in, into the cot.
That's what we have to make, when we get together, we have to make it clear, because what was said is true. Surprising Milfordians has never been a good strategy.
No, as soon as we can get this approved, we would start that process.
We do a very large flyer for Milford that we put a lot of stuff in, so right off the bat, we would start with that. We put it on our website as well, but I can put cards out at schools, senior citizen places, you name it, we can put cards out.
Only if you call them direct already.
Any other questions?
That's what I'm saying, football coaches. That's a super charge. It's expensive.
We have a motion.
I have one question. The recycle is everything, plastic, glass, cardboard?
Yes.
Yep, single stream.
Now, before we vote, recycle.
Yes, sir.
I'm torn when I go and I have a plastic bottle.
Okay.
Part of me says, if I'm doing the right thing for the environment, it goes into the recycle bin.
Correct.
The other part, the little guy on the left shoulder says, if I'm doing the right thing for Milford, I go in the trash.
You're right, and you're all right.
I was supposed to say that.
No, but don't they both end up at the incinerator the same place?
No.
Oh.
They do not. They
Okay. That
So we sit on 100 acres right over here in Westboro, so 50 acres in Hopkinton, 50 acres in Westboro. We have 7 buildings. We have a state-of-the-art recycling center that, we could set a tour up if anyone was interested in looking at it. It's amazing what we can do.
No, I want to do the right thing, but
You're
I
doing the
want to
right
know
thing now.
there's...
You're doing the right thing now. It's cheaper for Milford.
Don't buy the plastic one.
Don't buy a plastic bottle, okay. So the recycle does not automatically go in the same place as the trash?
It does not. No, it does not, sir.
What do you do with it now that China put the 5% rule in?
It's a lot harder to get rid of, but everything is baled. Everything goes through our processing plant, and it ends up, the hottest one to recycle is actually glass. Glass is the worst one out there. You can't do anything with it. Yeah, it's contaminated so easy. Glass is the hottest one. And it's
Any other questions?
So just bottom line is we're
You're killing me, Libby.
sorry.
You're killing me.
We're going to be locked in for we're going to be locked in for 3 years before we can, and we get the cards, and then it'll be the 4th year potentially. If we don't do the 1-year renewal, go out for a competitive bid. That's basically where we are
Yeah, we'll
today.
be locking in for 3 years.
Thank you.
Nothing else, Levine? Sure.
I'll second someone's motion. Who made the motion? I'll make the motion.
Dave Levine made the motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Vinnie? No more discussion? Roll call. Chucky, favorable motion.
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unanimous.
Hey, can I make a suggestion and bring the totes with you next time? See what we're looking at?
I could have brought mine from home.
That's a situation.
What's
Like, The communication of this is a them situation.
He's
not a
talking about
finance
trash. Like,
situation.
what is trash?
I trust
Take a half hour, 45 minutes.
You got plenty of time. You guys aren't going anywhere.
What size are the wheels of the toast?
I got nowhere to go tonight. Well, tell me about trash.
Once it's approved, then we'll start talking about how to get the information out.
Oh, yeah.
Why
Yep.
is
So
why is that an us
you wanna-
thing, though? know. It's not a finance committee thing, it's
not.
Scheduled and
But if we don't push it,
The health department needs to get on their horse. I agree, Carla.
Oh, I was just talking, we're going to get him to
We're
get
not
a
gonna do
contract
it.
to our next board
Carly,
meeting.
There needs to be repercussions on people who don't throw things in the totes, and then
Okay.
Carly's 100% right. It's the health
Carly,
department.
you're right, we're not going to do it. It's just I want them on record that as soon as we vote yes, you start.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Very good. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're going to love the color.
Is recycling blue?
Can we
Right.
pick the color?
So, we'll do a solid blue one for recycling, and we'll do a gray with a gray lid on the trash side. So it's very easy for everybody. The recycling cart will have exactly what you can do on the cover, with an 11 by 13 sticker right on the top of it. So
You already got your
Do you hose them out? Do you wash it too for us or no?
You better,
You already got your
better write trash and recycle on, because it's.
At the order.
yeah, we're good.
That was fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
We call you Mr. Harvey. You must be worth $1 gajillion. Mr. Harvey, Mr. Harvey.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, guys.
You're a pretty dangerous business to be in.
Yeah, I still got my budget.
Oh,
Should be quick, though. My budget's
510?
Try to get them to put me first.
Health Department, 510? Yep. Went up 6%.
so all salaries based on the personnel board.
So you added nothing, and it's a given, it's
Yep.
chutes and ladders, steps and lanes.
That's it.
Any questions?
Make a motion, Mr. Chairman?
Dave Levine, do we have a second? Joycey? Roll call, Chucky?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
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 Unanimous, Chris is not here, so he abstains. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here, Dan.
You're back?
Yeah.
Why don't we start with an introduction in case everybody doesn't know you?
Elizabeth Mainini Sanchioni, and I'm the town engineer. I'm here to talk about the town engineering budget, the town engineer's budget. And Scott is helping me out because there's a relatively substantial change to the budget, and that is due to we're looking to add a stormwater engineer to the engineering staff. So
What is a stormwater engineer?
Someone who's going to help us out with stormwater, so we can get it.
Is this all somebody who knows what they're doing about the compliance issues?
So, yeah, that's the intent. The intention is that this position will, in the long term, help reduce reliance on the consultant that is currently under Scott's budget, and also to have right now it's a bit disjointed between. It's a bit disjointed between Scott, Highway is on the ground stormwater work, and he's been doing a great job managing, but it's becoming more than he can handle, and then also becoming more than I can handle from the engineering side with my other responsibilities. So we really need to have a dedicated town employee that can coordinate between our engineering consultant, our highway department, our engineering department, conservation. There's a whole bunch of disjointed pieces that this person will be the point person, and be working very closely with both Scott and I.
So what is it, one second, what is it costing us today to use a consultant?
It varies every year, depending on what the permit has us do, but it's anywhere from 100 to 170,000 a year.
Okay, so we're already spending 100 to 170. So your budget goes down?
No, stormwater goes down, it does, but no.
So
Actually goes up.
So that speaks to the, you know,
Yeah, so is it-
we're looking to work the town towards a utility.
Yes.
Which is another discussion, but.
But soon.
That, yes, but that would, the stormwater.
Are you using the word DPW?
No.
No, this has nothing to do with that.
Scott's not allowed to say
It's
that
another
word.
department, that's
It would
all.
just be another
We'll
department.
get some commissioners to run it.
You'll be on that board too, Scotty, so that'd be all right.
Okay, so we're spending 170 grand a year in consulting fees.
Yes.
What is this person going to cost us? Roughly.
80,
So it's going to be 110.
yeah, say 100.
You got 20 grand on top of salary for benefits, so it's $80,000 to $100,000. So we should be able to save 30 or 40 grand a year.
Well, right now, I'll speak from the highways and what we actually do. We are starting to do our stormwater BMPs or our structures within the highway department. And that puts a lot of stress on Liz to oversee that as the engineer. It's just, we can do the work, but we need the guidance, you know what I'm saying? We need the engineer to help us with that stuff. So right now, we hire consultants to do that, and the expense is up there, but it's still way less than hiring contractors to put in these BMPs. Like Town Park, for instance, you're familiar with that, everybody. We did that. We saved about $200,000 because we did it in-house. So that's our goal going forward with stormwater, is to be able to do a lot of this ourselves and not hire contractors. And we are capable of doing it. That engineer would be key to that.
But Scotty, here's where, and I'll get to you in a second, Vinny, here's where an old man gets confused. If we're spending 170 now, and we're going to hire this person for 100, 120 with all in, why is the budget going up $200,000 in aggregate? We're going from 1.1 million to 1.5 million.
Good job on it.
My budget is not 1.5.
Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry. We're going from 119,000 to 214,000.
That's it, that's it,
So we're going up 100 grand.
that's it.
Shouldn't it be the same? If today we're,
She's in there, and now we're adding the engineer for the additional.
where's the
consultant?
Where's the consultant for?
It's in
The
his
consultant comes
budget.
out of my
His
budget,
budget.
comes out of the stormwater budget. We have a stormwater budget.
He
separate.
has.
That we
An
put-
article.
Town meeting articles have funded.
So there will be a decrease in that, but not the same day this person starts, but over time, that will decrease, because they will be taking on the
So we'll be
responsibility.
taking it out of your stormwater budget and moving it over to Lisbon.
No, you're not.
No, no.
That can't happen.
So if it would either stay in his budget. So first of all, some of the stormwater has to stay in his budget no matter what, because
Right, by law.
they're
that's what
they're
I
the
use
ones
it
that
for.
No,
do.
Liz, what I'm saying is 170 we're already spending in Scotty's budget.
Yes,
Now it's saying we're going to take 100 and put it extra in your budget.
yes.
That 170, why is it staying in Scotty's budget? Not that other things don't increase.
Because I still have to do the stormwater things we do. Now, granted, I'm paying the consultant, I'm still going to work with the consultant. I will still be taking care of that consultant end of it until this person's in, set in and everything's working. So for now, yes.
As long as this person is in my budget, they would, this person would stay in my budget until we have a stormwater department or a stormwater utility. Then the stormwater department, stormwater utility would have its own
With all
thing.
due
This
respect,
position would move over
That's
there.
too theoretical for an old man. Right now, we're putting 100 grand extra in your budget
Yes.
to minimize 170,000 of consultant. So
Well, so there's the stormwater work that is being required from this as the regulations increase and change is more engineering. Initially, we started with a stormwater management position that we were thinking we wanted to go for. And as we developed what the job description was, we realized that it's really an engineering position. That's the engineering is what is the support
So is
is
the work
needed.
increasing, and that's why, would the 170
That's part
go
of it.
up?
Yes.
It's increasing, yeah.
That makes more sense, because to say it's costing us 170, now we're going to add 100, and it's still going to cost us 170.
The stormwater permit itself keeps increasing as far as what we need to do and what we need to do to comply to it. So everything is increasing. It's not going to stop. So we reach that maximum level of phosphorus removal. I'm not going to get into phosphorus here, but
Vinny, do you have a question?
Yeah, so you're going to get a new engineer, that's what you want. Engineering to me means planning. So is this individual supposed to be planning on either reconfiguring, repairing, enlarging the existing stormwater system that we have? Because lately, in the last 2-3 months, we've had a lot of flooding due to storms and caused a lot of damage to people's houses, properties, even on Beach Street in the Plains and up on Beaver Street. The roads are flooded.
So this is another reason that I think this position belongs in the engineering, is that those planning issues are things that that's an engineer's job to do, and that's with people's houses and additional flooding that happens from changes to the development of the lots. That's not handled by Scott. That's handled by me. And that work, as you just said, there's ever more increasing flooding coming because climate change, for whatever reason, is here, and the storms are getting more intense. There's more flooding. So regardless of this position being here, I spend more of my time on addressing those issues, and it's going to continue to be needed.
Mr. Chairman?
David?
This stormwater management is supposed to be a regional, right, with other towns nearby? Is that right?
It's not regional.
It's not regional? It's not? I thought everybody was like connected at the hip
Only
with
for the
this.
loss.
So
We're all connected to the Charles.
We get assistance, and we get assistance from Charles River Watershed because, which is huge. We have a great relationship with them. But what each individual town is required to do is individual.
The reason I ask is I'm curious what other towns are doing, if they have this position, and if not, is there any way we can, like,
if you're not in Charles River, it's a
get
lot
one town
less.
engineer for every town, like, have a
Most
sharing engineer?
most towns don't have one town engineer to start with. So to have one town engineer is really unheard of. You usually have an engineering department, or you don't have an engineer at all. And in most of these towns, there is a stormwater department. And that stormwater department, or that stormwater division of the DPW, is at least 3 or 4 staff people. That's where, that's where we're probably going to end up at some point in the future. But that's part of the reason that we want to try and work with this stormwater utility. I just read up on Franklin. They had a stormwater division prior to having their utility. It took them several years to get the utility in. And now they're starting to fund the stormwater stuff with the utility. That's where you're going to lessen the amount. Not eliminate, but you're going to lessen.
So we have some catching up to do, is that what I'm hearing?
I mean, yes, we do. We're keeping our head above water at this point.
No pun.
Chris?
No pun intended.
Chairman, 2 quick questions. Me and Al were here, actually, I don't even think, and Vinny, you were probably, when this whole crap broke out. I think all of us were kind of like hoping it would go away. You know what I mean?
My first note
Like, it
here
was-
is not going away.
That's my point, Liz, and that's why I was kind of, I maybe could have read your paper then. I think all of us at that time were like, listen, we gotta leg this out. I
never made you think
6 years, God, 6 years, we gotta leg this out, we're gonna be okay. It sounds like we're not gonna be able to leg this one out. Okay. Milford obviously is in the brunt, like Franklin, all the other towns right at the end. Your position is needed. There's no question about it. I still, because I'm stupid cameraman, do not understand stormwater. Can this guy or gal, whoever, can they do other things in the office for you when they're not doing this?
So that's, so specifically when I wrote when we wrote the job description, I included a lot of the conservation stuff because this is.
Good.
So again.
'Cause you have way more than you can handle on your plate right now.
Completely unheard of for a town engineer to be the conservation agent, so.
So you're getting to the point that I'm trying to get to.
Yes.
You already have more on your plate that you can handle, and you've done a great list. I mean, please.
No, and
kudos for what you've done. And Scotty, what you've done with stormwater, thank you so much. My point is, if we hire this person, there is no way in God's green earth, and maybe I'm stupid, that 40 hours a week is going to be for stormwater management. If they can help you.
It will be 40 hours. But
if they can
But God
help
forbid
you,
it's not.
give you 5 hours, 10 hours a week, this person will be able to do that.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
All right. Because I don't want them to be like, stormwater's done for the day, it's Friday at 1, I'm going home. I want.
It doesn't end.
But you know what I'm saying?
Any
If we're
other-
going to hire a
any other
person
questions?
and add a head count, we got to help you.
Yes.
It just seems to me that we could do more, I believe, in draining off all this excess water, which seems to be accumulating. And someone says, well, it's a 20-year storm. Well, it's happened 5 or 6 times already. And many of the zones in the areas that I described is under 2 feet of water in many cases. So that excess water should be going into the Charles River Basin or wherever it is feasible to.
And this is part of the planning process. I would say is that our regulations, our stormwater regulations in Milford need to be adjusted. The state stormwater regulations are being adjusted to account for bigger storms because that's what we're getting is bigger storms. So we need to do, that would be good for us to get ahead of as well so that we are creating, or not even the town, but that if a developer comes in and is doing something that they're required to meet a higher standard. So that is another planning function that this person is going to.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Motion to accept.
By Chris, Vinnie seconded. Roll call, Chucky.
Yes.
Lauren.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Unanimous. Thank you.
I have a meeting tomorrow about the Maple Street
Oh, yes.
flooding, so hopefully we're working on that.
All right, I'm all done.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it.
Dr. Villani.
Liz, we'll see you later.
541 Senior Center,
Yes, the Council on Aging.
going up 8%.
Yes, the major change there, the expenses are level funded. The major change there is a program director. There are 2 positions, both are part-time. There's been a request to make both of them full-time. In reviewing it, we're not recommending that at this point, but we are recommending one of the positions go from part-time to full-time. The information we sent you, number of reasons, but mainly the programs down there increasing exponentially. This person is very much needed, so they don't have to take the director herself and others out of their jobs to help with the programs. This is a person that would be developing, coordinating, and implementing the program and the services to the members. They set up the events for the seniors, whether they're trips or in-house meals, dinners. There was a nice, 50s music event just the other day. So this person would be doing that. Some of the stats, I guess the senior center just in February alone served over 5,000 seniors. Only about 600 of them being duplicates. Somebody went back, more than once. Again, the request was for 2. Zach and I discussed it. We looked at the budget, and we would, at this point, recommend 1 going from part-time to full-time.
Motion favorable.
Second.
So this increase to 411, it's 20 grand, it's 40 grand basically.
541.
541 goes from 379 to 411.
Is that the number, Tony?
Yes.
411, 121.
Then there's
That's 32,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
plus benefits.
Correct.
So this person now would be entitled,
They may or may not already have it, or...
They do, no, they do not. The position that I understand does not have. So it would be a benefit position.
$50,000
Correct.
increase
Yeah.
to the town.
Yeah.
Not to the budget, but to the overall.
Correct.
I just want to make sure that whenever we
Yeah, no, that's
kick
correct.
somebody from part-time and you say, well, it's an extra 20 grand, plus benefits of 25.
Correct. And then-
Questions, discussion? Motion?
Already made.
Okay. You got a second on that?
Yep.
Roll call, Chucky.
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Unanimous.
Thank you.
Are you going to talk about 240 building inspector?
Yep, at the town planner one, we can go to that one if you'd like, sure.
240.
240 is inspections. I believe it's a 6.4% overall increase. You can see the expenses are level funded. The increase here is all in salaries and wages. One, it's contractual. The inspector now, commissioner, is a contractual employee. And also what he has done, he has taken one of the local building inspector positions and has separated it into 2 part-time positions, being a local and a zoning position. So the local before was full-time, working 35 hours. He now has 2 part-timers working 19 hours each, so it's a slight increase there. But it's all salaries and wages.
No benefits? Benefits?
They do not get benefits, correct?
So realistically, the net to the town is nothing.
Might be better.
It might actually be a plus, but Tommy could tell you that better than me.
Tommy, I mean, a little bit maybe better, but,
Yes, we won't have to.
Not even close.
okay.
Motion?
Second.
Any other discussion? Roll call, Chucky.
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Unanimous.
Thank you.
Okay, hey, we're down to 3. Ooh, they're fun ones. Rick, 174, 175, 182, they're all,
All pretty much interconnected. We should talk about 174 first, which is the town planner budget. Obviously, a significant increase percentage-wise. Simply put, we're adding a full-time employee. The position is a community and economic development planner. It will be full-time. It has been approved by the select board and the personnel board. It is a salary position. It would go at grade 9. The scale is roughly 76,000 to 102,000 is where it would fall in. If you remember last year, we had an assistant town administrator / economic person. Unfortunately, that position, the difficulty in getting someone with those 2 skill sets was near impossible. We had someone who we did think would fulfill it, but he chose a different position. So that was in 122, which was the selectman budget. That was a grade 12 position. We have removed that from Article 2, so that went away. That the salary went up to, I want to say, about $141,000. So this position will go in the town planner budget. What will it do? Essential functions. It'll work with businesses, developers, and the community to deal with the pre-development process for new commercial, new industrial growth. Work with the consultants, the engineers, the attorneys, and the public, and assisting them in either filing for expanding their business, new business with the planning board, ZBA, inspections department, all departments. They'll work with expanding projects of existing businesses. They'll assist in developing and implementing the town's community and economic development initiatives. They'll work with the downtown business districts. This was something I've heard since I've been here 11 years. We need someone to deal with the downtown. The current select board supported it. The past select board supported it. The person will also be a member of the Economic Development Council and serve in staffing that. The position's also going to have strong grant writing skills and experience. They'll be applying for, managing, and overseeing all grant-funded projects. Most of you, if not all of you, can remember we had the CDBG program, Community Block Development Grant Program. Hopefully this person is going to kind of fill, not the void, the entire void of that program, but certainly can step in and hopefully help with some of those type projects, whether it be downtown or other areas of Milford. Again, this is something the Select Board is really strong in advocating for. I know it's a significant increase, but again, the position, going back to your prior discussion with the town engineer, could also assist in the planning department itself with certain items before the planning board, that kind of thing. Yep.
When we had Sue Clark. Money she was paid was a tiny infinitesimal part of how much she brought in grants.
I'm not going to make that promise to you here, but certainly that is part of what this person should be doing.
This person,
helping bring money.
If they can bring in some money in grants to pay for themselves, the rest is icing on the cake.
Mr. Chairman?
In some sense, yeah.
Michael.
On the grant matter, I was looking at the job description for this job, and grant writing was a short sentence down at the bottom of the 4th or 5th bullet point, which was almost negligible. And if I was looking to apply for this job, I wouldn't take a grant writing part of it very seriously.
I assure you, I'll be doing the interviewing for the...
Well, it's just on the job description, it's nothing.
That's going to be a strong requirement. Again, there are a lot of things on that. You can only put so much on a job description.
Rick,
I understand what you're saying, but
you're
that's
telling
kind of
us that you're committed to making it important, part of his job, her job.
It has to be very important, yes.
That feels good to me, because when we first started saying, is a grant writer worth it? And Sue definitely shined and showed us how well worth the investment was.
Right person with the right skills, yes.
Just Grant.
I'm curious about the role, because a lot of the conversations we've had tonight are about town getting bigger, more complicated, changing regulations. If you're trying to bring a business to town, it's probably harder and harder to figure out how to navigate. I think you're saying it's a big part of this job is to figure out how to help kind of navigate cross-functionally and help.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And it sounds like, so that job has to do grant writing, which is easy to measure, are we getting our money's worth? The other part, it's a little harder to measure.
True.
How will we know it's working over there? What are you looking at in a success rate?
I'm looking at someone who can deal with business owners who come in either to start a new business, expand their existing business, and help them navigate through the process. One of the complaints or one of the issues we sometimes have is the process itself, whether it be ZBA, planning board, inspections, permits, what have you, is sometimes a difficult process to navigate. I would expect this person or this individual to help us navigate through that process, to encourage new businesses to come here, to make it a little easier for them.
Would that person, I think that's a great answer. The follow-up would be, would that person have the ability to influence any of our internal processes? Because it could be that they're helping somebody navigate a mess and to say, wait a minute, I can organize this mess.
Absolutely. I would hope that someone could help us with maybe helping improve our policy and helping improve how we access our different departments and department heads in accessing permits. Yep.
Any other questions?
Just, sorry. The position's great. I do have a little bit of concern about it being a revolving door, to tell you the truth, just because, to Brand's point, the measure of success is hard to quantify, I guess.
Yep.
but is this position going after, are they going to work with the downtown revitalization
Absolutely.
committee?
They're one of the biggest proponents of this position.
All right, I mean, that's the whole thing,
No
is like
question.
trying to bring new business in. I understand the process of helping new businesses come in, that's great, but they're here.
Absolutely.
But what about redeveloping downtown and getting
Absolutely. That was the
investors to
whole-
come downtown? Are they going to reach out to like potential investors or anything like
Absolutely.
that?
That was the whole impetus for this position, downtown. I think it has to be more than that. I really do. Yeah.
All right.
Any other questions?
I have one. Now, Rick, who would this person be answering to?
This person would answer ultimately to me, but work in the planning department.
Okay, and I have a lot of confidence in Rick, so.
Thank you.
I'll make the motion.
So we have confidence in you, Vinnie, so that's a good.
I understand, believe me, I understand the reluctance.
Have a second.
And I can respect it.
Thank you.
I really can.
Do we have a second to Vinnie's favorable?
I'll second that.
Dave Levine. Any other discussion? Okay, roll call. Chucky?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Is that a yes? It's a simple.
No, I'll say yes for Ricky.
Don't put it on me.
Yes.
Do whatever you
Unanimous.
like.
Okay, 175.
Yeah, that's the planning board position itself. The only increase you'll see there is the normal 3% salary and wage, but the other increase is for the printing. If you see line 175, 5343, it's an extra $4,000. That's the only increase in the expenses. The comprehensive plan is going to
I was
cost,
going to say, 21% looks high, but it's $4,000.
it's $4,000, correct.
Chris made a motion, Brent seconded. Any discussion? Roll call. Chucky?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Unanimous. Okay, the other one is Economic Development, 182.
Yeah, we just added $2,000 there. This person will be a member of that and also be working closely with the Economic Development Commission. So we added another couple of $1,000. Maybe they're going to want to do some surveys downtown. Maybe they're going to want to do some outreach and things like
Chris made
that.
a motion. Vinnie seconded. Any questions?
I'm sorry, I do have a question on that.
Sure.
So the new position that you're going to hire, if it passes through, would that supersede the Economic Development Commission then? Would we need that commission?
No, the Economic Development Commission is a group of, I want to say, either 5 or 7 individuals who are members of the community. There's a real estate broker, someone from the hospital.
Oh, I see, all right. So they've been working with this
Correct,
position. All right, thank you.
yeah.
Okay, before we forget, the police, I guess dispatcher contract was...
No, it's the police department contract.
It's a police department contract?
I'm going to have Tommy come up
Tommy, you
to
wanna
help me,
just-
if that's all right.
Yeah.
Revisit.
Vote on that.
Oh, did we vote on that?
Oh, we haven't voted. Did you vote?
No.
Sorry, 182. Roll call. Chucky?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Unanimous. Thank you. Okay, we had accepted 210 Police Department budget, but now it's being amended since the contract is settled.
Yes, they decided to sign a one-year contract. As a matter of fact, Zach sent you some dialogue. I'll read it word for word if you want. What you said was correct typically, and that what was submitted for the union guys, we just settled a one-year deal. The 6% increase is the non-union step and COLA increase. Personal contract for the chief, any steps or educational achievements of the union staff as well. So the total increase is $180,000.
So brings the total budget to 9,165,985. And this falls into our normal procedure where when we're negotiating contracts, we don't budget anything of an increase.
No, but we were lucky because...
This one will fall into the
It
budget.
just fell in before we submitted the budget. But now, we accepted the budget. It's been modified since we have hard numbers, and this will carry us forward for 1 year.
Correct.
So just in case anybody was confused on that point, because we did have a little confusion earlier, there was a $300,000 increase in the salary and wages before. That was accounting for the non-union people. Normally, we would have no change pending contract negotiations. It had a piece of the salary and wages. Now we found out about the union piece.
So the motion is made by who?
Motion to accept the revised
Chris.
budget for the police department.
Motion to accept 9165985. Vinnie seconded it. Any other discussion? Roll call. Chucky.
Yes.
Lauren.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Unanimous. Okay, I have the warrant in front of me. All I want to see is, are there any articles that we can just talk through so that we limit how many people we bring back on the 24th and the 1st? I'm hoping we don't need the 1st, that we can get it all done by the 24th, but
I think you will be able to.
Article 2, wage and salaries for 24-25. It's going up by the Personnel Board. The proposal is 3.5% about?
3%.
3%?
3%. Yeah.
3%.
So what was sent to you today was the official warrant. Article 2 has all the numbers built in.
I read it, Mr. Chairman. A motion for acceptance on Article 2.
Second.
Michael seconded. Any questions?
Mr. Chairman, was there a dollar value?
Yeah, Ricky's got it. What is the number?
I don't know that we have a dollar value specifically.
I don't have a dollar, but the
Email, wasn't it?
the vote was 3% for Article 2 employees. You do have some contract people built in there, like myself and others, so.
Those are asterisks on.
Right.
I was just going
Yeah,
to say.
on Article 2,
it's on the
there's an
thing.
asterisk on everybody that's covered under a specific individual contract. That's an interesting question. Do we ever add up exactly?
That's for the numbers guys, yeah.
I'll do it tomorrow for you and send it out.
Okay,
I have
just do that.
So you want to know the total dollar value of all?
Well,
Difference between last year?
Employees?
I think Article 2 lists all these people.
Yes.
Cost us $100 last year to employ them.
Okay.
What is it costing us this year?
You got it. I'll have that for you tomorrow.
It should be an easy number to figure out because it's about 3% increase.
With the exception of the contract.
Contract.
Well, then you got chutes and ladders, you got the steps and the lanes and all that. Okay. We have a motion and a second for Article 2. Chucky, roll call.
Yes.
Lauren.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Unanimous. Okay, salaries of, this is Article 3.
Mr. Chairman, I apologize. I interrupted you on Article 2. I didn't know if you maybe wanted to do several articles at the same time due to the fact that we have to do roll call. I didn't know if you maybe wanted to do several articles to approve.
If you can figure out how to group them, we can, but let's keep moving while you do that. Salaries of elected officials, again, going up 3%, Rick?
Correct, yes, that was the vote.
That's Article 3, and it's listed all the, now what I do on our report is the warrant, the official warrant has the new numbers. On our report, I take history. So it shows where these numbers have come from since fiscal year 15. So you can look year by year, and the average, as I'm looking at it, is 2.92% for this year proposed. But you'll get, as soon as I finish tidying up this grant and get it Nicholson reviewed, make sure my grammar isn't too atrocious, then you'll have the exact numbers. Chris, you put a motion for 3?
Yes, sir.
Who seconded it?
Nobody.
Vinnie. No other discussion? Roll call, Chucky.
Yes.
Lauren.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Article 4. This one, Brownie, I need your help before we can discuss it, is what's the final 2025 number?
that include the 180?
It was 142,940 last year.
Okay, so the new number is 152,285,087.
Somebody got a calculator to figure out what?
6.2%.
So Article 4 talks about what the levy's going to be, and the proposal is to go to 152,285,087, which is a 6% increase.
Before we vote on this, are all the rest of the articles in this number?
No, Article 4 is not articles, it's just all.
Just the budget.
Yes.
Operating budget.
We finished tonight all the budgets. That's why I wanted the police number.
So nothing below number 4 would be in the budget? No. We've talked about
Right.
everything. Anything else, if there's anything else?
Everything else are one-time articles.
And these would be funded from?
That's what we have to wait till the 24th, because Zach's got to go through. You're going to see an ask for.
But Brandon's not wrong, because what if there are many articles that we approve that we think are worthy, that maybe we need to go back and look at the operational budget? I don't know necessarily that Article 4 should be looked at tonight, because say we approve every article because we think they're worthy, it certainly could affect what Article 4 number is. Maybe I'm crazy.
Now I'm confused. Article 4 is the budgets.
But you need money to fund.
Well, when the articles are approved, then we'll supplement the budget through either free cash or raise and appropriate.
Exactly.
But your budget is your budget.
152 million is the number.
Not if I approve, not if I say, look at all the articles and say, wow, there's a lot of great things here. I don't want to affect the tax levy, and I don't want to spend it from free cash. Maybe we need to look at budgets. That's why Article 4 should be the last thing that you ever approve. Just my opinion. I mean, we get a lot of articles with a lot of money.
Yeah, but they won't affect the operating budget.
They absolutely will if I decide.
The operating, if you decide what? To take it out of the budget instead of raise and appropriate?
Exactly. That's my point.
Well,
that's my point, Brownie. And I'm not saying that's what I want to do. I never have done it. I just want to leave it open for everyone else. I've never done that. Never.
I don't know.
I just try to leave the door open for people.
We could approve the 152 if what Chris says happens and we change it, we revisit.
That's true, too.
Mr. Chairman, let me just ask a quick question just for understanding. Because I think your plan makes sense to me, but when you flip through the warrant, there's generally not dollar values in a lot of things, right? So it's kind of common, right? So you're looking through these lists, and we haven't discussed them yet, but you don't know the dollar values of those. Are there things in those things that would raise taxes above the 151? Like if I go to
Like Milton Geriatric, baby?
No, because
that's not going to affect your
that's a one-time.
Oh, it will.
So is there anything that's not one time? Anything that's not?
I don't see anything, but if we do, we revisit it. Because everything in the articles, the reason it's an article is to one time.
So it's a capital expense.
It's a capital expense.
Okay.
So that doesn't affect the 152. The 152, my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, Brownie, is the operating.
You got all wages and expenses, operating budget.
But not capital.
Not capital. The budget will get supplemented once everything's approved.
Right.
Okay. That would change the ending balance, but that's going to happen whether you approve it today or next week.
Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry, just to Chris's point about the $1 million, potentially, is there a warrant in this? I didn't go through all the articles. So there is $1 million warrant
Which
article.
would be capital.
It would be, what would be treated as? Capital?
Yes.
One time.
And it's raised and appropriated through free cash, and then it gets supplemented into the operating budget.
So
which would be for those articles.
wait a minute, it gets into the operating budget, the million?
Yes, it would be supplemented into the budgets to satisfy the article expenses. That's different from the normal operating budget.
But Brownie, if I decided I didn't want to spend $1 million on that, I could hire 2 firemen and 2 policemen.
Yes, you can.
So the point is, it does affect the operational budget, if I decide to not do that.
Okay.
And I'm just saying.
If you decide to do something other than this, it would affect you operationally, though, not articles.
That's all.
Operationally.
I agree.
You may approve 5 policemen instead of 1 or 2.
But do you understand what I'm saying,
But
Brownie?
hold on, my point is this, though. All the subcommittees have already vetted all that, haven't they?
Yes.
The articles?
No. Articles are one time. Now, we can revisit any budget and say we want to add 5 engineers, and that would affect the 152.
Yes.
But giving geriatric $1 million or $2 million as an article is a one-time.
As it is for any other article, all the articles.
No, but that one's been always hanging over our head, though, is that $1 million of geriatric was like, I've always said that $1 million could be supplemented somewhere else within the operation. No, I hear you shaking your head, no, but.
100%.
But I'm saying that $1 million available to the town to put in a budget, correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to suggest that we make Article 4 last, just so we can stop talking about this.
Let's keep going. Article 5, annual reoccurring articles.
That's the one we've been using for years, Al.
No, we're not. Who made the motion on Article 4? Okay, then we don't have a motion. Article 5, years ago, we used to have half a dozen reoccurring articles. Authorize the treasurer to collect money. The town to vote for, authorize all departments to utilize without further appropriation. We consolidated those into Article 5. They're reoccurring.
Call them housekeeping articles.
When I called them housekeeping, I was chastised.
Jerry didn't like that.
Jerry doesn't work here anymore.
Yes, he does. Any motion on Article 5?
Motion.
Chris, second.
Sure.
Andy, any discussion on the Articles of 5? To accept. Okay, Chucky.
No financial impact on this one, right?
Yes.
0.
Well, technically there is, because if you don't let
Sure. if the treasurer
somebody
can't do the
accept.
job, I understand.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
But no, there's no incremental. Chucky, roll call.
Yes.
Lauren,
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
unanimous. Okay. Article 6 is affectionately known as potato chip money. It's money that's collected in the vending machines in the school.
Motion.
Second.
I remember it.
All in favor? Chucky, roll call.
Yes.
Lauren,
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
unanimous. Rick, the contract, Article 7.
But I don't think we have a number tonight.
We don't have a number, we got to wait. Article 8, brew pub uses. The planning board,
That's a definition.
It's a language change.
Motion to refer to sponsor?
Second.
any discussion?
Who seconded that?
Mike. Roll call, Chuck.
Yes.
Lauren.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Unanimous. Okay, Article 9, we decided we're going to hold off on till we have a discussion on the 24th. Article 10, we've beat this one to death over and over, but we can bring people in. I don't know the number on it. We'd have to get the exact number to vote. But this is the one that the library initially wanted to update their fire suppression system and
Haven't seen a number on it yet.
didn't have,
There is a number, I just don't know.
yeah, they didn't have the data at the fall town meeting, so we put it off under special circumstances to have it for the May town meeting. But since we don't have a number, I'd say wait till the 24th. Article 11, we have to set up a building committee for the high school.
Correct.
Or the SBA won't give us any money.
Is they require?
Make a motion.
Second.
That was easy. Chris and Carly, any questions? I mean, it's laid out in the warrant that you got one zebra, one coyote, you know, each of the animals on the ark are laid out.
This is no different than past building committees when we
No,
we
it's
did building improvements.
standard.
It's like what, yeah.
Okay, Chucky, roll call.
Yes.
Lauren,
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Article 12, I'm going to say we got to wait.
Speaking with Zach, we're not sure of the number, so.
Because tonight, when the school committee came to the capital subcommittee, they weren't sure. Originally, we thought it was 1.7, then it was 2-ish, and then the question came up, if you don't appropriate enough, then you could be rejected by the SBA. So the question was, do we appropriate 2.2 or 2.3, just as a safety margin? Anything that isn't spent comes back anyway, because you can't spend it on it. But I would say wait till the 24th.
So the source of, can I make a comment now?
Yep.
So the source of funding for that, I know it was discussed about where all this money is coming from. It might be, let's say, $2 million or whatever the number is. It's not 100 at this point. It's a feasibility study. That was part of what was put into the stabilization account for the beginning.
Short-term stabilization.
In the water on the school project. So that was money that was put in there. So when we're talking about these other things, the operating budget or other capital items, this particular item would be one of the few times
that it comes out of the short-term stabilization.
Something out of the stabilization account.
It's more than we expected.
That's the intended funding source of this, and that's the question with some of the other
Would the
capital
whole
items.
amount come out or the amount that we put in? So if we find out the number is larger?
2.2, you take the whole thing out.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
Okay, so we'll wait till 24th on that. Rick, the Utes.
We're gonna have to wait on that.
Okay.
Thanks.
14, residential sports courts.
First sponsor.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Chucky.
Yes.
Lauren.
Yes.
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 Yep.
Refer to sponsor, okay. I'm not sure we have enough information on 15 to vote, because it says approve a $10 million debt authorization.
Chris Pillow will come in.
But that, I think Chris, since he's our representative to BVT, because we're not voting for 10 million from Milford.
Hope not.
I think they discussed this a little bit at that meeting.
Right.
That's being split over 13 communities
Right.
over whatever the bonding period is, so it's less than 100,000.
Yeah, but that's, I just wanted to bring up that we're talking 100 grand or less, not 10 million. I don't want anybody freaking out. Okay, Article 16.
We're gonna wait on that one also.
Okay. Article 17. It'd be interesting to have a conversation about, do people understand what PFAs are and PFOAs? I want to ask that the water commissioners bring somebody in. So I spent years developing methods to analyze it, so I'm a little bit current on what it means, but
Dave Conjure will come in.
yeah, I would rather have somebody come in and educate the whole. Okay,
Gotta wait on that.
yep, 17 we're going to wait on. 18. Do we have a number on 18, Rick?
I don't.
What is it? It's supplementary travel for out-of-district kids for 351. I mean, that's kind of something we have to do. The numbers are way higher, just like the projection for next year is going to be higher, based on the transportation of kids that are
But if we don't have a number, I'm not.
There is a number, I just don't know.
The schools need to come in.
All I'm saying is, if we don't have a number today. Okay, 19. Zoning bylaw to contractors.
Mr. Chairman.
Motion to refer to sponsor, second by Brandt. Any questions? Roll call. Chucky.
Yes.
Lauren.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Unanimous.
Can I
Okay.
make a motion on this grouping of warrant articles? And can we have a standing approval motion for anything that's related to sponsor, so we won't have to go through all the,
You'd have to do what Chris suggested, to say Articles 1, 8, 15.
we have to say what the articles are?
Yeah, you can't just say anything that we think we
Refer
could
sponsor.
possibly.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, we're doing good.
We're actually moving along.
Article 24.
Central Street Bridge, 20, we said we'd wait on.
What about 19?
That was it.
19, refer to sponsor, passed. 20, Central Street Bridge, we said we're going to hold off on. 21, the fire chief. You want to give a number, or you want to wait on that one?
There's no number here. What they're looking to do is going to be a language change. The minute they're going to change.
Oh, we already approved the number in the budget.
No, this is something different. This is a language change relative to how many years you need to be, have served to be eligible for a promotion to a position of fire lieutenant, so.
First sponsor.
Minimum of 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris made, this is 21. Chris made a motion to refer to sponsor, Vinnie seconded it. Any discussion?
This is a non-dollar article.
Non-dollar. Because it just dawned on me that we voted the dollars to make this allowable in the budget. Chuck?
Yes.
Oh, Lauren?
Yes.
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 Sold. Okay, geriatric authority, we haven't had.
22 we already voted on, right?
22 we voted on. 23, we'll invite them in. 24, select board to vote to amend the zoning bylaw for electric charging stations.
It's a planning board article.
I'll refer to sponsor on
24's planning board?
Yeah.
My fault.
electric charging stations. I'll refer to sponsor on that.
Second.
Want to do that in Eclipse?
You got a TV, right?
I'm not going to be live for the next one.
Okay.
There's at least 20 parking spaces, so it's not going to be on
SUV.
Has to have at least something like 20 spaces or something.
Okay. Any questions, discussion? Let's refer to sponsor. Chucky, roll call.
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
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 Unanimous. Do you want to talk about Benjamin Moore cleanup, or do you want to hold that
I would
off?
hold that off so that Liz could come in and possibly
Okay.
That is still
26,
alive?
Chief of Police.
26 and 27, same thing. I think we probably want the chief to come in.
Okay.
That's no problem.
28, residential animals and bumblebees?
Dealing with beekeeping, yes.
I would like to have a 45-minute conversation about beekeeping.
Oh, please, don't.
Or I will refer to sponsor, sir.
Not with
Do we sell our own honey? Is that what-
Atheist.
Motion to refer to sponsor loudly being made.
what are we doing here?
Yes, let's not have a 2-hour discussion on chickens again. Chris made the motion. Anybody second it? Andy?
Second.
Lauren, that a
Lauren,
girl.
go get him. Lauren seconded it. Roll call, Chuck.
Yes.
Lauren.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
What's a buzz?
That was Article, what,
28. Rick, do you know the snow and ice number?
It's going to be a problem. We just had that last storm, so last meeting I told you it was 115. I think it's going to be closer to 130 now. I don't have an exact
So
number.
close doesn't
I
count.
haven't posted bills yet.
Bushes and hand
I'll know
grenades.
Friday.
No, that's fine. We wait till the 24th. The 30 and 31, we have to wait to the end. We got a bunch of them done tonight, so we accomplished
We got
it.
all together.
31 altogether, and we
We got
probably,
about 15, 16 more to go.
Great job, Mr. Chairman.
we got 15 done. So the next meeting will be Wednesday, the 24th, in this room,
7 p.m.
7 PM.
Not 5:30?
Close on us.
Huh? That's capital. The guy who runs that screwed that up.
Mr. Chairman, just if I may, on Article 30, that's to close out of open articles.
Yes.
There could be approximately over $2 million being returned to the general fund, and that mainly because of the modular classrooms. Originally, we set aside 3.5 billion, it came in under 2 million, so we got 2 million to put back there.
Folly.
If we know that ahead of time, that can be used as a source of funding for one of the other things, so.
And with all due respect, that's Zach land.
Yeah,
You know-
so I noticed there was some concern as to where all the things were coming from.
Yeah, once we go through this, and I'll give Zach all our comments.
Thank you, Paul.
He'll go through and decide what's the best funding source.
You'll get a briefing in the morning, Al, don't worry.
Any other questions or issues?
No, great job, Mr. Chairman.
I don't see anybody here from the public, so invitation to speak is on deaf ears.
Thank you.
Any subcommittee reports? Any update on Countryside?
Nope.
And the finance director, Brownie and Rick stood in for him, so that's his report. I will see everybody on the 24th.
Motion adjourned.
Bite your tongue.
Motion adjourned by Andy. Second by Vinnie. Roll call. Chucky.
Yes.
Lauren.
Yes.
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 Yes?
Yes.
Meeting is adjourned.